Hi friends. Hi friends. Stop. We are not riding any horse. Okay, we'll get into the topic. In this session, we are going to discuss why lock of this should not be used. We'll go to the Visual Studio. Here you can see I've created a room class for this session. In room class, we have a name property and lock this room method. Okay, first we will use this object to demonstrate. So what will happen when we are applying a lock to this object? Okay, I'm trying to use the monitor.try enter method. Basically, the lock of this is using internally monitor.try enter method. Okay, I'm directly using this because I'm going to demonstrate what will happen based on the if else conditions. Okay, so that's why I've taken this monitor.try enter. If it is able to apply the lock, it will be printing this guy. That means the current room name or the person name has locked this room with the thread id. Okay, if it is failed to lock this room, this message will get printed along with the thread id. I've created two room object. One is Arun and another one is Anand. This Arun Kumar is entering this room and Anand Ramachandran is trying to enter the room. I will show you both the ways, basically using a simple thread and also like with the in the task factory. I'll be calling this lock this room method for both the object Arun as well as Anand. Okay, I have created only two tasks here and I'm going to wait for this task, all the tasks to be completed, to get completed, so that we can see the output in the screen. What will happen? It has to try to log this the current object, this object, every thread, basically like every task in the thread tries to log this object, and it has to print this message. This guy, Arun or Anand Ramachandran, has logged this room along with the thread id. We will run and see the output. Yeah, you can see here. You can see here this guy Anand Ramachandran has locked this room as well as Arun Kumar has locked this room. Usually, when we are trying to lock, to use a lock, right, it has to only allow one instance or one thread in this code block or set of operations, a sequence of operations. But what is happening in our case is it is allowing both the threads which is running in this task factory to execute this line of code. Okay, that's why we are getting this these messages saying like both the people are able to apply lock on this object, which is completely incorrect and which is resulting in an inefficiency or a deadlock. If you are applying any simple thread, then you will get the same message as like this. So I'll just go and run this. I'm just using the same example, anand.lock this room and arun.lock this room. I'm using simple thread to start this, and then I'll just try to execute this method. This is basically a worker thread. I've created two worker threads, you can observe here, and this is the main thread. Like the program will enter to this point, console.readline, once the main thread completes it. So that's why we should not lose the output. That's why I made a breakpoint here. You can see here the output has not changed with a simple thread. Both the people are able to log the particular room um, in the house. Okay, so it should not be correct, right? It is not correct. So what we are going to do is, basically, if one person is trying to lock the room, one person is having holding the key, and they will not, other person will not be able to enter the room. That's what the basic concept of lock, right? So what we are going to do is, we are going to create a private read-only static object, lock of object, and we are going to use this object for locking. Okay, to apply locking and see like what will happen with this the same piece of code like okay, Anand Ramachandran has locked this room along with the thread ID 3. Okay, the second guy comes in and it failed to lock this room because the room is already locked by Anand. Okay, this is the correct execution. Basically, this is what we are expecting because both the code should not allow both the object to enter and execute the piece of code which we are trying to block. Okay, so hence we understood that why we are not using the lock of this, and we are trying to create a separate object for to apply the lock. We just have seen why it is not good form to use this in lock statements, because it is generally out of your control who else might be locking on that object. And also there is a common misconception that lock of this actually modifies the object passed as a parameter and in some way makes it read only or inaccessible. This is completely false. The object passed as a parameter to lock merely serves as a key. If a lock is already being held on that key, the lock cannot be made. Otherwise, the lock is allowed. Finally, it's bad to use strings as the keys in lock statements since they are immutable and are shared or accessible across parts of the application. As we did, we need to use private variables to apply lock. Thanks for listening to me. Please join me in next session.